afternoon, this is Houndog Steve wishing you a very pleasant afternoon, and what a joyful day it is. I am monitoring the convoy as it heads towards Ottawa. Some of the first trucks, the lead trucks, have arrived, but just see if you can wrap your head around this. Okay, as the front part of the western wing of the convoy crossed into Ontario, the rear section was crossing into Manitoba. Now, I don't know how many miles, hundreds of miles it is across Manitoba, but that is literally thousands of trucks. I'm hearing 59,000 trucks. That's just the western wing. There is another convoy coming from the East Coast, and there are American truckers coming up from the United States to join in as well, along with the hundreds of motorists and small business people who have been crushed by this. Excuse me 1 second, I just got to let the dog out. There you go, it's like having kids, I'll tell you. This is not just a few people. These truckers have raised close to $5.5 million. The GoFundMe tried to close the account because they had not put forward a plan for the money. Apparently that's been satisfied, and GoFundMe was forced to reopen the account. Now, the thing I'm concerned about is that I am not hearing anything beyond all of the mandates have to be dropped. Vaccine mandates, passports, face masks, everything to do with COVID. All those mandates are going to be dropped and rolled back, just like the UK has done, just like Ireland has done, Scotland, Denmark. I mean, I can't believe that this idiot Trudeau is trying to push this agenda forward still. Now, he's gone into hiding. Okay, he has declared that he's come in contact, even though he was fully vaccinated. So he says, fully vaccinated with one booster. And he came into contact with someone with CV, and now he is self-isolating for 5 days, even though he has no symptoms. And the Ottawa Health Department is recommending that if you have no symptoms, you don't have to go into isolation, only if you are showing symptoms or going into vulnerable areas. So, yes, Trudeau is just like the typical coward, is running away to hide because he knows his days are numbered. I can tell you this is not an ordinary uprising. And I was thinking and talking to a friend earlier on about Matthias Damos and his mass formation psychosis. Okay, and what's happened, I believe, in part, is that that's been flipped on its head with this situation, because it has been all of our politicians who have created free-floating anxiety. They have created free-floating hostility. You know, there are so many people have been damaged by this. It is unbelievable. And, because the senior civil servants now have sealed all the doors of complaint, they're insulated from people's anger and frustration. So, as Matthias says, that frustration has to come out somewhere, and the truckers have created a focus for that frustration and anger, and it has picked up steam like you wouldn't believe. To have that many people supporting, and you can see from the videos being posted on Facebook now, even the mainstream media is being forced to acknowledge. And so this is very exciting news, but we still cannot relax. This is a very, very, very fluid moment in history. And things can change very, very quickly. And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Monday there isn't an announcement that Trudeau has stepped down and that there are immediate elections being called. And but I think all of the politicians should step down. I think that Randy Hillier and who's it? Roman Barber. They should be. Those two people should be the provincial and the federal caretaker government, okay, because, the civil servants run it anyways. The politicians really do dick all. They're just puppets, standing in front of you with their mouths flapping in the wind. That's all they do. It's the civil servants that run everything. So, these two people can run, but at least they will have credibility, because all of those politicians that supported this they need to really be thinking of stepping down now, because the harm you've done to people, and this was 700 days of willful damage to our society. The businesses that have closed, the people who've lost work, the families that have broken apart, and some of those risks may never be healed. May never be healed. The psychological damage will go on for years. So now, so I'm hoping that the truckers, the people who've organised this truckers convoy, I mean, they've got the power now. When you block all of those streets, this is why when you see the Tamils demonstrating in Toronto, they'll block University Avenue, because they know that works. You block the free movement of traffic and the flow of goods, it gets noticed very, very quickly by the politicians, because it affects everybody. So we are going to have to go through some privations, and I would urge you to be patient, to put up with some of the shortages that you're going to see, because if you've got this many trucks, there is going to be, those trucks are not in service doing deliveries. Okay, so there are going to be supply line issues and shortages, but I'm hoping that as Canadians we can basically live with that, because what is happening right now is absolutely momentous. Now, I've donated to the convoy. I can't make it. I'm just in a situation here. Yes, and that is particularly unfortunate, because my heart is there. I want to be there, but you know, sometimes, well, life just gets in the way of stuff. And but I do have a contingent of friends going up. Actually, many friends who have either gone down to wave on the convoy as it goes past, or to join the convoy itself. And I think all of you know that I have been a tireless fighter for the last 700 days, if not the last 28 years, or longer than that, as a defender of our freedoms. So I think we should just all be aware that, as Churchill said about the Second World War, after it was like 3 or 4 years in, he said, "This is not the beginning of the end. This is the end of the beginning," because there will be ongoing issues that we will have to deal with. Finding people to step up to be politicians who will rein in the civil service, and to make sure that this never happens again. I mean, the big part of why we're in this situation right now is because we have a revolving door between corporates and the government. So these huge corporations are getting themselves in a position of power, getting themselves elected, and they are bending the rules to suit their corporations, which distorts the whole picture. You see, decisions should be made based on the facts, not on some ideology or whether some company is going to benefit over another company. No. We need to base, and I hope that's what's going to come out of this, is we're going to start basing our decisions on the real facts, not on what can be politically swayed, left or right, just plain common sense, because that's what we need. I mean, with all the other things going on, we need a level hand on the tiller and a calm head. And so we need good people to step up to run for politics, and the public needs to elect good, honest people. People who are not just there, you know, to enhance their own pocket, to become a corporate lobbyist. No. We need good, honest people to step into these positions, because we're going to need to rebuild. We are going to need to rebuild after this, because the loss of faith is going to be absolutely massive. How can you believe any of these people after what's happened? How can we believe anything they say? I mean, they've done everything that they possibly can to hurt and damage our society, to turn family against family, friend against friend. How could you ever possibly trust these people again? Anyway, be aware of that. Be aware that there are privations coming, and there will be ongoing knock-on effects from this. So be prepared for that, and please take care of your financial situation. That is something that we all need to address right now, because there will be knock-on effects in the finances of these different countries. This is spreading. This is not just now in Canada. There are convoys in many, many other countries. I think there's one in Britain. There is one forming in France. There's one in Brazil. There's one in Argentina. There's one in Venezuela. This is going to go worldwide. Once one goes, let's say Britain stepped down completely on all their mandates. I think somebody put a little word in their ear. Can't prove that, but the turnaround was like so quickly. I mean, these people move glacially, and for this to be an overnight, especially Fiona Sturgeon in Scotland, my God, I had never seen anyone so rabid in all my life, and she just acquiesced. No, there's something else going on here. I don't know what it is, but there's something else going on here. Okay, well, going to wrap it up here, and in the meantime, you take care. Please like, comment, subscribe below. Thank you for following my channel. Thank you for all of you who bore with the 1 hour and 20-minute video at King's Inc. I know it's a little long, but it's very instructive. It is how to stand up to these people with facts, and I think that's what Richard didn't like about being ambushed, was the fact that he was being ambushed. You know, we're the most scary people to them because we're not radicals. We're just regular folk. We're regular folk who's read the regulations and can understand what these regulations are saying. And when they start receiving pushback like this, and the public see this, that they are capable of doing exactly the same thing and getting the same response, that's how we move forward. That's how we stand up for ourselves. And that's how we create community and the kind of society that we all really want to live in, where we can all voice our opinions, we can have differences of opinion and still function together as a society, still be friends. Okay, so this is Houndog Steve signing off, wishing you a very pleasant afternoon, and we'll talk very, very shortly. You take care now. See ya. Bye.